find crazy how basically every one of us, and not only our kind, just every living thing, basically, animals, reptiles, whatever, we're all literally just on a lifespan clock. We're all just gonna one day die. And when you think about it, we're slowly dying already, you know? It's funny, like, well, not funny, but you know how, like, when people have a disease like cancer, and then they say, am I, they're dying from it. But the truth is, we're all dying slowly. Now, the people that have that type of disease is going to die quicker. But when you think about it, each day we're dying because our body is aging. Everything's getting older. When you think about it, our body ain't like, right now, let's say you're in your prime shape. Eventually, that's going to all go down the drain. And that goes for me too. I'm nothing special. I'm just saying all of us. Like right now, over the time, your eyesight, for example, goes bad. How you see good now, let's say, in the future, you might need glasses. Me, I needed it from the fucking start, so I can imagine when I'm already old. Probably gonna be friggin' like a bat, can't see at all. So looking forward to it, man, getting old. My problem exactly, looking far away is a little blurry. I'm not completely like blind, but I do need glasses to the point, like if I want to see a certain thing pretty clear, like, and I feel like one eye is actually clearer than the other. This eye sucks ass. This eye sucks ass, but not to the same extent as this eye, but basically what I'm saying is, we try to go for all treatment. We all hope we live, but for what? Truth is, we're all slowly dying. And we ain't getting any younger. We're just fighting our bodies, basically, like what I'm trying to basically say is our bodies are basically failing us each day. Years go by, decades, we're getting more and more, how can I put it to this? We're getting more and more weaker, you know what I'm saying? Once you get old, your bones start getting elderly. Everything. It comes to the point where I say, what's the whole gift and reward of this life? That's what makes life, honestly, the most pointless out of all, knowing that one day it's just gonna end. We're here doing all this crazy shit, all this stress, instead of trying to enjoy while you're in your good shape, quality of life, your 30s, your 20s, your upper 20s, heck, even 40s, you're still pretty okay. But once you start entering the 50s, or who knows, everyone's different, but at some point, everyone's going to get to the point where they start getting old. And instead of just enjoying life, being happy, doing the things you truly want to do, in that meantime, you're just working it all away. They wait till your body gets really fragile for you to retire. Then you have maybe 2 decades left, maybe 3 to max, and then you're dead. So how I look at it is, we're all slowly dying each day. Our body's going through a process of death, in a sick kind of way. But I'm not trying to sound dark. It's just the truth, man. We're dying. Now, I'm not saying we're sick to the point we have a disease, but it's just, it's natural course. As we're getting older, we're going to die. We're getting closer to that coffin stage, It's like with an animal, a dog, for example. Let's say a big dog. They only live maybe 8 years, 10 years. Some could live longer if you get lucked out. You just never know. But what process do they start going through? They start getting arthritis in their legs. They're no longer to walk. Their back legs give out. That's all the process of death. That's all the symptoms, all the, symptoms of getting to that stage of death. First, it starts out with him or her not being able to walk good anymore, unable to run, maybe not able to jump like he or she used to. Then they sometimes lose their hearing. They sometimes lose their sight. They get cataracts, plus with us too. And then eventually, that's when death fully sinks in and that dog's no longer with us. So that's basically what I'm trying to put that as, is our bodies are failing us. Each day that goes by, it's getting closer, sadly not close enough, but we're getting closer and closer to being failed. Our bodies are shutting down each day, you know. I mean, it's not shutting down to the point where we're dead, but it's going through a phase, you know. It's like a plant. The plant opens up. It's good maybe for 1 or 2 days. That plant dies. Then another one takes over. It's like the same thing with us. Then that's how we keep reproducing, and this pointless hamster wheel just keeps turning, you know. You know, people say you should eat healthy. You should exercise so you stay in good health. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that at all anyway. You know, I'm not telling people don't listen to that. But the truth is, whether we do that or don't do that, it's not going to change the fact that we're going to all someday die. If anything, it's going to prolong you probably from dying sooner. But I say to myself, what's the point in trying to live a really long life? Like, what's the real benefit? What is the motivation to it? Let me just wait till this stupid plane passes by. My apologies. Sorry about that. But as I was trying to say, yes, you know, eating healthy, doing certain activities, like healthy activities, could prolong your life, but what's the real benefit to it? You're just gonna prolong your life and suffer getting elderly, because once you get old, you start having a whole bunch of problems. You get pain in your back, your hips, you name it. There's all of the above. Sometimes you may not be able to walk anymore. Sometimes you need a walker. Sometimes you need a cane, whatever. I mean, it hits everyone differently, but it's going to hit you in some way. Just like me, I don't know what it could be. And another thing that's scary is not knowing how we're going to die. That's one thing I fear. Now, it's not dying. It's not like it's not death itself that I'm afraid of. It's more of like how I'm going to die. No one truly knows how they're going to die. Everyone dies differently. Some people just die in their sleep, which is the way I pray that happens to me someday. You know, that's the best way. I mean, but some people die and suffer in the meantime. Some people have let's say it's cancer, you know, they suffer, you know, they deteriorate, but their body just keeps prolonging their suffering. And what I mean by that is, instead of them just being dead, like instead of it just taking them already, let the poor person rest in peace, no longer suffer. They just make that poor person suffer to no end. And I know someone that had cancer that had it to that point where she became like 60, 70 something pounds. And I said to myself, man, this is where I say like euthanasia should be a legal thing. I would totally want euthanasia in that scenario. But yeah, so like going back to what I'm trying to say is, what's the real benefit in trying to prolong your life? You're gonna die regardless. All right, yes, you'll live longer, but what is the sense in living long? To keep working, to keep the hamster wheel going. Then you get to retire, but then you get other problems now. Now you're starting to get arthritis in your bones or whatever, dementia, Alzheimer's, well, same thing, you know. So it's like, what's the real reward to this? Our body literally how do I look at it as? Our body is just, there's a word I'm trying to say and I can't, give me a few seconds, man. I guess this was close enough what I was trying to say. Our body is basically a letdown, because our body's literally failing us, you know. We're literally getting weaker and weaker, fragile, you know, to the point where once all those phases come to the complete stage or whatever, that's when death takes over. Okay, now it's time for that person to die. But it's like, it's just a big process. You know, we're a kid. Oh, another effing plane, man. Yeah, we're a kid. We have like that squeaky voice. Hey, mommy, hey, daddy, or whatever. As we start getting older, then our voice becomes more like this, you know. And then as we get even more older, our voice will get even more more, how can I put it to this? Not high pitch, raspy sort of, you know, like, hey, sonny, hey, yeah, water. Mainly if you smoke, but basically what I'm just trying to say is our body goes through a phase of death. Death's the last finish line, you know. It's like, it's literally like from an enter, when you go, like those certain games on a puzzle where you hit enter and you got to try to make your way to where it says finish. Well, that's literally our puzzle in our bodies. We enter this world, and here we are, we're going through all the phases, all the health feelings, this whatever, and then we hit the finish line, and once we hit that finish line, that's when we're dead. It's actually the best part, but getting to that part's the fucking torment, man. So, that's how I put that as. Now, like I said, I want to point out, I'm not telling anyone to not eat healthy. If someone's eating healthy and doing, I'm not saying don't do it. But what I am saying is, what's the point? Because we're all going to just die anyway, basically, And the sooner, how I look at it as, the sooner people die, the quicker their suffering comes to an end. I mean, the only we think there's a reward living to the end when there's not. It's just going to be more pain, What you're able to do now, it's going to be so much harder when you're old. Some old people are in good shape, but no matter what, at some point, you're going to slow down. You're going to slow down. And that goes for every person in this world. So it's like how I look at it as, what's the real benefit in trying to take care of yourself to one day just fall apart? Think of it this way. We're trying to do the right thing for our body, but yet whether we do the right thing, our body's eventually going to fail us regardless. Our body's going to basically give us the wrong, man, how could I put it? It's going to give us the wrong feeling, I guess you could say. Like right now we feel good. One day we're just going to feel so sick and shitty, Like, basically what I'm trying to say is, we're trying to care for our bodies. We're trying to do what's right for our bodies. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's a good thing, but eventually, whether you do those things or don't do those things, your body's going to fail you regardless, is basically what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to use certain words I can't fucking think at the top of my head, but yeah. I want to stay fit, I want to eat healthy. I want to have a nice, long, healthy life. But I mean, now I'm not saying let's not do that. I go for it. I'm not, like I said, I don't want people to think I'm giving the wrong, impression, like don't do that. But what I'm just trying to say is, it's kind of it's like, I'm freaking like at a situation, I don't know how to explain it, but like, it's just, no matter what good you do to your body's going to do bad to you at some point. Your body's going to let you down at some point, You're taking care of your body. They say, if you take care of this, it'll take care of you. You take care of your body will take care of you. Now, eventually, that's not going to be the case, because your body's going to let you down at some point. Your body's going to become, what's the right word I'm trying to use? Your body's going to be a burden. That's basically what I'm trying to put that as. You have good hearing now, that might fade as you get older. You have good sight now, let's say, that's possibly going to fade when you get older. And for me, I'm pretty sure it's going to fade. I wish I had better sight now. Now, I'm not saying I'm bad, but I can imagine in the future how more fucked up. Like right now, as I'm making this video, and just at my age right now, 25 years old, I got pretty good hearing. Now, in the future, that probably all go down the toilet, So it's basically, no matter what you try and do, it's not going to stop the fact from your body one day being a burden on you, to the point where it comes to that point where it just shuts down, Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky topic, I mean, a lot of people are probably going to be like questioning, like, what is this guy talking about? This guy makes no sense. But when you really like put two and two together, you could see exactly what I'm trying to say. And it's really not that confusing if you really, really have the knowledge. I mean, it doesn't really take not a lot of knowledge. It's just common fucking sense. And again, like I said, I'm not saying let's not take care of our bodies. I'm definitely not saying that. Definitely do recommend to take care of your body, but just know at some point your body's still going to be a burden on you. It'll be good for now, but as the days go by, your body just grows weaker and weaker and has more issues developing, whatever they might be, And now this might be a little off topic, but I want to add it in anyway. But I feel like sometimes we should all have the right to choose when to die, because the truth is, nobody knows how we're going to die. Like I said a little while ago, I don't know how I'm going to die. Heck, I could get murdered, I could get into an accident, I could maybe slip my head in the shower, I could fall, crack my head open, who knows? But that's one thing that's a little frightening, because we don't know how we're going to get to the deathbed, you know? Now, some people go the nice, peaceful way. They go to sleep tonight, that's it, they're dead. But that's not the case for a lot of people. Some person have cancer, who knows? Just whatever type of illness there is, you know. I don't feel like going into full detail of what other illness is, but just saying, like, whatever illness somebody might have, they ain't gonna die right away. They're just gonna prolong, it's just gonna prolong their suffering and torment and their pain to the point where you just say to yourself, I wish I could just fucking die already, you know, like enough. I know this is gonna kill me, so just kill me already, kill me, you know. That attitude. Like, all right, I got to have cancer. I know I'm not going to get better. There's nothing I can do. It's going to kill me. So just get it over with. Why do I got to just prolong feeling like this, you know? Like being depressed, knowing my body, like, for example, I'm just looking more sick. I'm getting pale. I'm getting skinny, let's say, whatever the scenario might be. Like, it's just depressing seeing you go through that phase. Like, you just want, if you know you're doomed, just put me out of my fucking misery. That's how I look at it as. We should all have that right. Even if we don't have an illness, we should all have that right to choose whether we're going to live or die. Because at some point, we're just going to die regardless, you know? That's how I look at it as. That's why when people say, oh, he died young, or she didn't live too long, she had a whole life ahead of her, and I say to myself, really, like, whether the person lives or doesn't live, lives long or doesn't live long, he or she's going to die eventually. And what real benefit would that person have living? You know, being a sheep, working her or his whole life, whatever, and then finally get to retire, maybe not, who knows? Some don't even make it to that. Some die even before. I know a lot of people that died right when they were getting to this point of getting the chance to retire. Their body retired, if you know what I mean. Their body was shut the fuck down. That never happened. So that person never even got at least a few decades to sort of enjoy his retirement. And even if you do get those maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4, mainly around 3 decades to max, I would probably say, then you die. That's when you start getting health problems. You just got to start seeing doctors more. You got to start seeing, you know, you got to go on more medication, maybe heart medication, whatever. I mean, who knows? I'm just giving an example here, but, you know, when your body gets old, you're going to start having more problems and shit. To the point where you got to start getting yourself checked out more. Then you got to go through all the shit, you know. Like for men get to a certain age, they got to get their prostate checked, you know. Just things like that. Like as your body just starts getting older, you just start developing more and more problems. So it's like, I say to myself, what reward would I get living to the end? This is basically the reward, the award, you know. I mean, I'm not saying life's meaningless. Well, I am saying life's meaningless, but I'm not saying let's just end it. I don't recommend it. But at the same time, I do understand and feel that people should have the right to choose whether they want to live or die, you know? Because at the end of the day, it's your life. You're in your body. You're feeling what you're feeling. If you're in pain, whatever it might be, that person's not feeling it. So that person shouldn't have no right to tell that person whether he or she should live or die, or whether to make this decision or that decision. It should be all up to us, you know? It's our life. If life was a true gift, we should at least have that gift granted to us. That's how I look at it as. And I swear to God, people, I'm not trying to be dark. I'm not trying to sound depressed. I'm just trying to make it real as possible. As real as I can make it, you know? I am not saying I'm a depressed person. I'm just very enlightened, like I'm very awoken, and I just feel like I just like to express these topics of what I feel, you know? And, you know, I do it for people too, because, like, you know, I feel like we all should have the right to make whatever decision we want to make, you know? It's our life. At the end of the table, the end of the day, whatever you want to say, it's our life. We should have every right to do what we want to do. And that's the thing. We don't have that luck. Like, we don't have that wish granted when we should have that wish granted. I mean, I truly love making these videos for you guys, you know? And plus, I like to express how I feel. But I actually truly love having people not feel alone. You know, there's some people that say, I thought I was the only one that thought like this. I thought I was a an outcast or whatever. It's a fucking mosquito. You know, things like that. And, you know, I'm happy that they actually see now that they're not alone, because truth is, you're not alone and there's nothing really wrong with you. That's the thing. Some people think there's something wrong with them. They get convinced to the point that people say to them, you need help, you need this, whatever, the way you think's not normal, to the point where that person starts to believe it, when that's not the case. And then the person starts going on unnecessary medication, unnecessary therapy, losing money, rip off, all just friggin' a gimmick to make profits, you know. When truthfully there's nothing wrong with what you think. It's just common sense. We should all have this type of mind, you know. But that's the problem with humanity, and that's gonna sadly be always the problem with humanity. But anyway, it's coming towards the end now. I don't want to make it too much longer, because who knows with this stupid phone. But actually, before I do end this video, I got to show you this one stupid ad I picked up a couple of days ago on the TV, man. Oh my God. It was a cheesy ass, stupid ass commercial. The most cheapest commercial you could ever see. Are you ready for it? All right, here we go. Not this. This stupid thing.
Excited to open up my diploma from Southern New Hampshire University.
Fucking sheeps, man.
I'm nervous, I'm excited. Okay, let's see it.
You got your sheep plumber.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, sheep plumber.
I did it.
You did it, man. Now in the long run, you're gonna die, man. You're not gonna remember a thing you did, man. This is what we do, people. This is all life. This is the only meaning of life. Doing that to be prepped to get a job. How pathetic was that shit, man? I did it. My God. It's all we do. It's our only purpose here, man. This is the reward of life. Chasing a piece of paper. Getting a diploma piece of paper. It's all about a piece of paper. Receiving a piece of paper so you can be qualified to make a piece of fucking paper. What a beautiful gift life is, man. We got to put all this hard, pointless effort in what? To just one day not remember a thing, possibly, if there's no afterlife, let's say? And even if there is an afterlife, it's still, you should just have every right to do what the hell you want to do, since they so call life's a gift and you're not having that wish. But anyway, now I think I made my point. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a pleasure making them. I really appreciate you guys for watching it. Love every one of yous. And yeah, we'll be making more soon. Take it easy, guys.